Glenn, would you hold this nicely in the front? Just ever so slightly. We're going to place this unit right on the edge of where I have custom made the unit to fit, right where he needs hair. I've used a two-sided tape for around the perimeter edge for a temporary fitting to just get the unit cut in. So I peel this backing off. This is a barrier tape. Now if he was to say, hey, I want to put this unit on, use soft or hard bond. Hard bond is for someone that still has some hair to attach to, and soft bond is for no hair at all. So I normally use the hard bond on him because he has some of each around the perimeter edge. So I'm just going to lightly press this unit all the way down. If he was doing the hard bond, I would do a marker around the perimeter edge of the top crown, and I would cut this here a little bit shorter and bond on this barrier protection tape. But today we're just going to do it taped on. Don't worry, Glenn's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
Not right this minute, anyway.
Well, not with these flowing locks, no.
So then I just lightly press. And on a custom unit, what's nice is it fits the contour of the head, not only in the front, but also the top area and around the edges. There's no bubbles. There's no cutting the unit down and hope that you can make it look like something. This is all customized from the color percentages, as I mentioned before, down to the cap size and the way it fits snugly on his head.
I'm impressed with the technology of the tape because this ain't coming off.
That's good.
It's...
Now I'm going to lightly spray water on it. One of the things that my clients are instructed from the beginning is how to take care of this unit at home. It's one thing to be here and I put it on. They go home and see you in a month or whenever they decide they want to come back. No one really explains to them proper way of shampooing, conditioning, styling, and I'm very thorough about that, and I don't like wasting products. So when a client comes in, initially I go over all the products they need, which is basically what I sell here: a color treated shampoo, a conditioner, and every day they're going to use a spray and conditioner whether they're shampooing or not, and pretty heavily, because let's face it, this hair does not get any moisture from your scalp. You've got to replace it. So I sell them the shampoo, the conditioner they use in the shower, a scalp brush. I teach them how to shampoo properly with diluted shampoo and conditioners, and the spray and conditioner, which, like I said, they'll buy that more frequently. Every time that they run out, they need more spray and conditioner to keep the hair manageable, the color to stay in retention-wise, and more manageable in the long run.
Oh, you have to. You have to have a really good product because, like you said, it's not your hair anymore. And if you're putting Suave, and I don't want to use product name, but if you go to the store and buy the white bottle that says shampoo, you're going to have problems. It's going to dry out. It's going to break. It's going to be brittle. It's going to look ugly.
You're going to use too much. It just
won't feel like hair.
You're going to use too much product, which is a big no-no that a lot of people have never been told not to use a full douse in the shampoo on. So I go through, seriously, I go through clients that come in and they're buying shampoo every month. And I'm like, why? If you dilute it and you have it prepared and you have your hair wet in the shower, you should only use a little on the palm of your hand. Gently lay it on the unit and use your scalp brush and distribute, because otherwise you're going to get pockets of shampoo, which will be very uncomfortable for the whole month. Now this segment is literally, I'm going to start shaping this unit up and cutting it in to blend in with his own natural hair. Glenn is going to have his hair clipper cut, his natural hair, but right now I'm just doing the pre-cut of just getting some of the hair cut down. This is human European hair, and because he does have some gray, the only thing that's not natural hair is the gray, and it's synthetic. Why? Because when he's out in Texas in the heat and the sun, the hair will fade just like your natural hair. So if he did all natural gray, he could never color his hair unit to match his natural hair again because it'd be all dark. So the only time I ever use synthetic gray is when someone has a mixture of their dark hair and their gray hair. So they have the advantage of coloring it, which I do here. It's included in the service, not extra. And I just monitor it. And when they come in every 4 to 6 weeks on average, some come 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the client's comfort level and the attachment they use. Then I tell them, hey, you know, Glenn, your hair's starting to fade a little bit. Let's do color. And the color on the unit is actually included in the hair service. Imagine that. You don't have to pay extra for it.
In fact, the very first time I was in here, we were a little concerned that the original unit wasn't quite gray enough. Because but my hair is splotchy anyway. So you know, I'll have a big patch of gray here and a little bit of gray here, but the unit that I had was, well, the unit that I have was, you know, almost a perfect match. So when Stormy and I discussed, you know, hey, I sure would like a little more gray in this, she said, hey, you know, well, we can color down some of the gray that you have of your own hair, and blend it and everything. And it's just, I was impressed with the fact that if I wasn't pleased with any facet of my non-surgical hair replacement, Stormy took it seriously, she addressed it, and she fixed it. It's a difficult concept to fathom, but somebody actually does care about what they do.
When you were looking and researching hair replacement, what was the thing that you noticed the most when you were seeking somewhere to go? You were talking about it earlier about, speaking of which, the subject line was basically the models they used.
Oh, yeah. There are so many times where, and I watched a lot of YouTube. I'm probably just like 95% everybody else out there that is curious about this. And I'm sure, you know, there's somebody watching this right now because of the same thing that I did. You want to learn. You want to make sure that you're not jumping into something that either you don't want to do or isn't for you. And it's not for everybody. And I thought it wasn't for me either. But in looking at some of the stuff on YouTube, I just got the impression that they were more interested in getting the person in the chair, glue the thing to their head, get their money, and send them out the door. But to give them the benefit of the doubt, I didn't see when the camera wasn't rolling. So I don't want to talk bad about somebody else, but my experience here has been nothing but top shelf. If I have a question, it gets answered. If I have a complaint, it gets fixed. And you just, from what you want to how you want it attached to how you want to take care of it, that's the stuff that Stormy works with you on. Period. I mean, it's not difficult to pick up the phone, you know, because if you're with somebody, you know, who's a company product like this, and I saw a lot of videos on it, you don't get to pick up the phone and talk to the person that knows your head, knows your hair, you know, cut it in, knows what it needs to look like, knows how to take care of it. And you don't have that benefit, but, you know, with Stormy you did. And, you know, there were questions that I had that I thought I knew all the answers to. And there were questions I had that weren't answered on YouTube or anywhere else or in a book or in a magazine that Stormy had the answer for.
What would be the difference in someone going to a club membership versus the type of hair units that I sell here? What would be the
First, cost. You are going to buy regardless because you're signing up. You're getting a system for
Like
whatever
a club membership?
Yep, for whatever they're charging you for, whether you need it or not, and you're on an assembly line. It's not as personable. More often than not, you're not going to see the same stylist. Whereas here, you know, I don't want to make it any harder than it is, but you actually get the service and the attention and the commitment that you're paying for. And let's face it, earning money these days isn't an easy thing. And where you spend it matters. And if this is something that you're interested in, it's money well spent.